Hi everyone, it's me, Amy B from Unity, bringing you this Watchtower Third Eye Yoga Flow. We've got some beautiful calligraphy and yin flow, but it's all about keeping your alignment throughout. So let's find that first. From our previous practices, we know we've got to have our feet spread out on the ground, knees soft, engage through the inner thighs, through the pelvic floor, tuck the pelvis like a bowl, elevate through the upper body until the head is stacked on the spine. Feel your way into the alignment. If you need to, reset it at any point. If your foot peels away, you feel your hip isn't in line, reset, and when you're happy, place your hands on your hip and raise up one heel. Now, keeping your hands on your hips, we're going to try and keep your hips as still as possible. You can really feel everything working in there now to keep your hips still as we just simply raise a heel off the ground. And don't worry, there's going to be more challenges ahead. So now let's work to bring in that knee up, keeping your hips as straight as you possibly can, balancing on one foot now. Clasp your hands around your knee, and then we're going to fold that foot round to the inner leg, not on the knee, but on the lower or upper leg, and open up through the front of the hips. Open up your arms nice and wide. If you want a bit more of a challenge, raise your arms up to be above your head. You might find this balance challenging. If you do, you can keep your foot on the ground and just put your heel on your ankle. It will still be working towards aligning you in balanced pelvis. Okay, let's reset and do the other side. So find your alignment first of all. Make sure your feet are grounded, spread out, your knees soft, your hips stacked. Now lift and holding your pelvic floor tight, elevate your upper body to bring that foot up off the ground. Clasp your fingers around your knees, and then we're going to let that foot find its way to the inner leg. If you need to hold on to something, then do. If you like more of a challenge, you can place your foot up on your inner thigh, and by raising your arms, you can also allow your arms to be mobile like a tree blowing in the wind. Have a little wiggle through the hip because we're not done with our balancing tree poses yet. Now we're going to come into a little bit more of a calligraphy flow. So come into a reset position, getting your feet grounded, opening up through the upper body, kick that leg up off the ground and kick it back straight away, reaching back with your arms, circle round to the front, open up wide into a tree pose, pointing your hands to the sky and drop down to center. Did you catch that? This is oyster flow. So lift up your arms and your legs, kick your leg and your arms back, and then spiral round to the front. Open up immediately into a beautiful tree. Reach to your center point and drop down to the floor. That's a beautiful flow. It's really worth practicing to get your alignment, and we're just resetting our posture now. Reach to the sky, heavens, and then bring it down to earth through your center channel. This center channel now, keeping your hands in prayer, because we are going to project through. So take a step up and to the right, project your hands forward, circling your third eye through them. Drawing your hands back to your head, allow yourself to fall like water, ripple through your lower back, middle back, upper back, fall to the ground. Now open like a tree blowing in the wind. Extend and expand your body with your in-breath. Exhale, let the arm fall down to the ground. Lower back, middle back, upper back, wave through. And now the other side. Open up your body, feeling that space growing. Fold in with the out breath. And then ripple through your body on the ground, drawing up now to your center, keeping your center strong, your feet planted, your pelvic floor on. Reach your hands all the way through your center body, and we are back to our balance on 2 feet, our central alignment. We'll do the other side together now. So keeping your hands in prayer, step your leg out and project through the middle hands with your third eye, drawing your hands back to your forehead and fall like water to the ground. Ripple like water through your body as you breathe in, creating more space. Fold forward. Breathe in and expand, belly, chest, arm, and then fold forward. Ripple through and feel it open up the other side. Fold down to the ground. One more ripple like a wave through your body on your in-breath. Collapse with your exhale. Now draw energy from the ground through your center body, and we are back to your aligned center pose. Now take a minute here just to reset your posture, reaching your arms out wide, up to the sky, reaching to one side and then the other, on your toes, and drop back down to center. Well done. Now we're going to be moving towards a slower flow now, starting with a very slow forward fold. So please fold forward as far as your exhale takes you, and then as you breathe in, extend tailbone to head, and then breathe out, continue to fold, keeping your knees soft. Every time you stop for an inhalation, straightening the spine all the way down to the ground. You're going to make your way down to the ground. If you feel like a bit of a challenge, walk your hands out, come into a plank position, squeezing bottom, squeezing tummy, keeping a long line from your tailbone to your head. You can drop your knees if it's easier. But in any case, we're all going to meet down in a resting child's position, dropping your bottom back to your feet, extending your spine forward and long, reaching your hands out in front of you. Just be. In this moment, your perception is wide open. You can feel your body opening up. Walk your hands to the right to feel that stretch in the left side of your body now. When we stretch for longer than 20 seconds, we start to open up the fabrics of the fascia of our body rather than just our muscles. And if you've watched this series, you'll know that fascia is the integrity of our posture and our tension. And unless we focus on it, we will always be pulled back into the same old habits. So by holding for a minute, we really are undoing years worth of tension. So well done. Walk your hands now to the left. Feel release in your right. Breathe in to expand. Breathe out to let go and let space come in. Well done. Now walk your hands back to center and gradually walk them back to rise to all fours, and I want you to curl your spine like a cat. But as you breathe in, arch your spine, send your belly down, bottom up, head up. Breathe out, belly button comes up and we curl like a cat. We breathe in, we arch our back, beautiful stretch for the spine. Let's just melt our chest down to the ground, reaching the arms out wide, placing the chin or the forehead on the ground. And we're just going to spend a minute here, so breathing in, expand, feel the chest increasing in size. Breathe out, let yourself melt a little bit further. Breathe in with awareness to alignment, that your feet and your knees and your hips are all in line with one another. And now next, inhale, send your bottom back to your feet, using your hands to gradually walk up. Keep walking those hands backwards, and we're going to open the front of the body by pushing the bottom up and opening the chest. Keep your neck straight, don't arch it back too far. Beautifully done. And then coming back in your own time to center, where we're going to find a space on our bottoms. Drawing your knee up towards your chest and hugging your knee into your chest. You can place your foot over the opposite knee for a bit more of a stretch. Now drop that knee down, and so you have your side foot on the inside of your legs. Reach up and fold forward. If this is really tight on your legs, you can use a pillow to pop underneath, or just keep your knees slightly bent. But you should feel this beautiful stretch down the back of the leg, through the back of the glute and into the lower back. So as you breathe, extend your spine, and breathe out, you fold forward. Now we're going to rise up together. Drop the back side of your arm alongside your leg that's stretched out. Reach your arm up and over. Now we are starting to work into the QL muscle, which attaches the spine to the hip. If it's uncomfortable, don't forget you can raise your knees. That is such a lovely stretch. Complete with a little bit of a twist as you look over your opposite shoulder. Bring both your legs back to center now, and we're going to drop down onto our backs, keeping your pelvic floor engaged so that your spine and your lower back are flat against the ground as much as possible. Everything else relaxes except your perception. That's always turned on. Okay, next inhalation, I want you to join me in a rolling up and then folding forward. So come up to seated, reach to the sky, and then breathe out, roll back down to your back. We're just going to roll up again now. Breathe in, one vertebrae at a time. You can raise your knees and hold on to them if you need to. Folding forward at the top to really stretch out our back, reach up to the sky. Now let's stretch out the other side. Draw your opposite knee towards your chest and place your foot over your knee if you want more of a stretch, and hug it in and twist. Beautiful. And now place your knee on the ground with your foot on your inner leg. Reach up to the sky and fold forward. Even if you only get the tiniest bit of movement in your lower back, it's no problem. It's still going to be really helping you to open up that lower back and those tight hamstrings on the back of your legs. which are the reasons you can't get too far in this pose, but if you keep it up, you will do. Okay, now we're going to stretch the QL again, so come up, twist a little bit so the back of your arm is on the inside of your leg, and now reach up and over with the opposite arm, feeling that beautiful stretch in that twisty part of the lower back, which I bet does get tight. Now resetting as we come up into a gentle twist, look over your shoulder, and we're coming back to center. Lower yourself to the ground, but with your feet up close to your bottom. We're going to come into a bridge pose, which is one vertebrae at a time. Squeeze the bottom and lift the back off the ground, keeping your feet planted. Back down to the ground, draw your knees up to your chest, and now let your legs just flop. You made it. That was such a beautiful practice. Allow your body to fully relax, but keep your mind switched on. Your perception is everything. If you can, find a few minutes today to engage with your alignment with awareness and flow, then you will find your unity. Have a beautiful day with admiration for all you'll be. That's it from me, Amy B.